Hello everyone, good morning, and well, it's breakfast time, almost 12 o'clock, but still we are enjoying the morning, and well, I will not share a recipe today because I'm just enjoying some oat milk with my cup. Dieta poświęta? To is in Polish, yes. But actually, something that I would like to bring today with you is I would like to start talking with people. I would like to talk with more people, and so I will invite you for further episodes of Breakfast Time. So if you would like, just write me, and we will be able to talk about it. So while enjoying some oatmeal, coffee, or whatever you want. Today, I will be able to talk with one friend that I could say, well, I'm proud to say, oh, it's my friend, and he wrote a book. Yes, and we will talk about more about his book. His book name is Timeless Stories of El Salvador. You can see it over here. So I would like to talk with my friend that he can tell us more about his book. And well, I'm just waiting to all of you. Thank you very much for joining us, and it's really nice. So I'm just waiting for my friend. Okay, who he's yes. And let's wait for Federico. So yes, the name of my friend is Federico Navarrete. He is a Salvadoran innovator and storyteller. So let's go to see what he is telling to us. Hola,
Hello,
Federico,
Gerardo.
¿cómo estás?
Bien, ¿y tú?
Bien, bien, déjame ver porque casi no te... deja subo aquí el volumen. Perfecto. Creo que sí, ya te escucho mejor, Federico. ¿Todo bien?
Sí, Gerardo, todo bien.
So, let's switch to English. It's okay for you?
Sure, it's not a problem for me.
Okay, perfect. So, Federico, now I think you are living now you are living in Madrid, right? How is Madrid?
Yeah,
It's going well?
yeah, it's going well. It's just a little bit colder than I expected, to be
Yeah.
honest.
Okay, but you were telling me that you are enjoying the food. It's nice?
Yeah, the food is way better. You can find whatever ingredients that you would like to eat.
No, that's great, Federico. But Federico, before starting talking about the book, because we would like to talk more about it, but I would like to ask, who is Federico Navarrete? Can you tell us more about Federico?
Well, in my case, I'm an innovator. I'm constantly testing different waters. I started in IT, but then I moved to other areas. And right now I'm writing about folklore. And if I need to test something else, I'm just going to jump into it. I have no idea what will be the next step. Maybe one day I will be an astronomer or be an astronaut. I have no idea, but I'm constantly testing new things.
That is great to hear, and thank you very much. I was reading a bit that Federico Navarrete is a Salvadoran innovator and storyteller. You tell us about innovation. What about storytelling? More details on that part.
Let's say over the time in Toastmasters, I learned how to create a storytelling. It was not something that was natural to me. It was more like, okay, I'm going to try to read a story about my country. And the first one was about the Cadejo, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 years ago. And then after that, I started to write stories. Then over the time, I developed that skill, and people thought that I was a good storyteller. It was more like what people think than what I even thought in the beginning.
Actually, yes, and I remember about the Cadejo, but also because I haven't still read it completely. However, in one of the stories that we have here, and you already talk about it, and in one, Mr. Money and Mr. Fortune, I think I remember to hear one speech about it. If I remember well, you made a speech once, right?
Yeah, it's because this is one of the few fairy tales in El Salvador. We tend to have a lot of horror stories. It's like many people ask me, man, I'm going to have so many scary stories. And the answer is because we have them. But there are few stories that are not scary. And Mr. Money and Mrs. Fortune is one of them. When you have Mr. Money that is like the wealthy person, and Mrs. Fortune represents like that fortune is more important than just having a lot of money.
No, yeah, no, I remember about it in that speech, but I can see actually there is around 31 stories, right?
Yeah.
31, 30, and actually I wanted to ask you because I saw some of them. Yes, they seem like one some scary, but this is like a mix of that, and well, it's we can see Cipito, Black Knight, the Girola family, and so on. So my friends, I really recommend Timeless Stories of El Salvador. What I can see is volume one, so I assume you're planning for more volumes, more than one?
Yeah, I'm writing already the second book. It contains another 31 stories, and my main idea is to write like 3 or 4 books because we have over 100 folkloric stories. So I have a lot of, how to say it, content to write, but it takes a lot of time. It's like to write the first book, it took me 3 years. The second one, maybe 2 years. Is like a considerable amount of time.
No, and what encouraged you apart from sharing as he's mentioning, but more something more deep that encouraged you to write this book, especially specifically?
Well, when I live in Poland and I spoke with the foreigners, in the beginning they were always shocked because when they think about El Salvador, it's only violence, drugs, or the football war. The third one is like a very controversial topic, but because it's related to football, so people are like, and did you have a football war? Yeah. And no one had any idea. But when I started to perform speeches and go to some events, the people discovered, well, but El Salvador is more than those things. So where can I read something about it? And I was, well, everything is in Spanish and it's overcomplicated if you have no idea about the language. And that's why I decided to write a book. I started to collect every story that I heard when I was a child and decided to start doing the stories in a blog. And then a Finnish girl encouraged me to write a book with the stories that I had. But I needed to go in depth, clarify a lot of things because, let's say, in the blog, of course, you could have a lot of incorrect grammar. You can speak things that are not necessarily the real facts. And in some of these stories, they are based on history. So I needed to go on to a deeper research.
Because so they are stories from El Salvador. However, it's a personal adaptation, so it's also has some touch from your side, uh, but from the legends that are from the stories, right, in Salvador.
Yeah. Yeah. In the end, I needed to add because some of the stories didn't have a right context or some information was incorrect. Like there was one story called The Lady of the Rings that was speaking about a civil war between the first Spanish and first Mexican Empire and the Central American Commonwealth. And they was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. The second one didn't exist, and the first one was a different story, so it didn't make any sense. So I needed to go to do a historical facts, and in the end, the real story was related to the Central American Civil War. It was not related to Mexico. I had no idea how the previous storyteller told me that thing. So yeah, I needed to do a lot of research and correct those historical facts.
By the way, do you have also this La Llorona, the white lady?
Yeah, we have a similar one, the weeping lady.
Yes.
Yeah, we have but I will say it's different because that one in my country is related to the region, to my dad's region. And the difference is that this lady was like, she was a very good person, really, really, and she was a noble woman, let's say, an example. But sadly, after she was coming from the church, let's say, she lost everything and she got mad. And then she's trying to recover her kids in the rivers. No idea why she tried to find them there because they didn't die there. They died in her house, but she tries to go and recover them in the rivers. And she's constantly crying. And if someone tries to approach them and help her, then she starts even crying and yelling her that she wants to recover her children, that please help her. But that's why I think it's different because there are some things that doesn't even make too much sense.
Okay. No, thank you very much, Federico. And I would like to invite you for one specific kind of table topics. It will not table topic, but similar, and it will be related to the stories that are in your book. So I will write you. I will say something, and if you can give a word that remind that that story for you at the moment, at this time, it's okay.
Sure.
Cipito.
Child.
Sneaky wagon.
Betrayal.
The Lady of the Rings.
Mexico.
The Enchanted Ulupa Lagoon.
Mystery.
Oh. The Lempa River.
Demigods.
Izalco Volcano.
The Black Knight.
The Peak Witch.
That one is like magic.
Princess Nava and the Balsam Tree.
Sadness.
Oh. And the Living Rock of Nahuizalco.
Scary.
The last one, Alegría Lagoon Siren.
Song.
No, so we mentioned already several of the stories that you can find, and well, with that word that Federico mentioned, you can imagine about what it's all about it. So I really encourage you, dear friends, is Time-Lapse Stories of El Salvador. And Federico, one question: how the people can obtain it, to read it, buy it, or how the people in different countries can get it?
Let's say if you want a physical book, it's available in Amazon and in Barnes and Nobles. That one is recently, and digitally you can find it in the Google Store, in the Apple Books, in Kobo, and in Barnes and Nobles, and in Amazon.
So in this case, because I'm in Poland located, I went to Amazon and it was delivered without any problem. So if there is a person, let's say in Brazil or Mexico, how they can buy it?
In Amazon also there is an option. There is Amazon US and there is one Amazon Brazil.
Oh.
And if not, Barnes and Noble is another option, but I will say Amazon is the largest distributor.
The largest. Okay, thank you very much. So you have already how to buy it. I encourage you to check it. A lot of stories, 30 stories that you can find over here, and there are a lot of types. You hear all of them, what kind or what is something the word related. So I would encourage you, and I can see also Federico has lived in 4 countries: El Salvador, US, Poland, and Spain. So for how long have you been living in El Salvador?
I used to live there for 24 years.
And in the US?
I will say I lived for different periods, but around 3 or 4 months for many years, mainly during the summers or during the winter holidays.
And Poland, I think 4 years or 3?
6 years and 3 months.
Oh, okay. Okay. And finally now in Spain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, and now that, and okay, he's also have traveled over 20 countries. And yeah, I can see that you have friends from all over the world. So every time that you can visit, I don't know, Czech Republic or US, Canada, I assume that you have someone else in there, right?
It's always like that. I use a website called Conversation Exchange, where I mainly try to meet new people. Many people think that I go there for other reasons, but I just want to meet new people.
And Federico, I can see, because we have also your website, federiconavarrete.com, y supernova.com.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about Supernova?
Supernova is mainly our, let's say, place for developing innovations. Right now, we are building, for example, an app that can help you make exercise well because it analyzes your body and your postures. So if you're doing exercise at home, the main idea is that it will tell you what you are doing wrongly. And this is the kind of things that we're building inside, because our main idea is to develop apps that can change other people's lives.
And is more people, how many people are in Supernova? Or
more or less, I have 5 guys who are working and collaborating with me. Akash, JJ, Edgar, my friend who lives in Czech Republic, Andreas, and another person called Darwin.
Okay. So you already saw it, and I remember that you also even made an application for the timer in the Toastmaster, right?
Yes.
No, I remember about that. And in there, you can see all the applications that have been developed. I assume some of them, all of them are free? Or how?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, all of them are free.
Okay, so if they go also to there, they can download them or check more details about, correct?
Yes.
Okay, no, so that is that. Is federiconavarrete.com, supernovaise.com as well. We have it. And by the way, Federico, because now also you are a Toastmaster member in not only in one club, more clubs. Can you tell us more about your Toastmaster experience?
Well, I've been a member up to 3 clubs at the same time. I was in the Witty Storytellers, in the Leadership and Roosevelt Speakers and Storytellers. I have been a member of the leadership for over 5 years, almost 6. I think it's 6 in November. And I have been a member of Roosevelt Speakers and Storytellers for almost 2 years, where I have been the BPPR for the last year and a half. And there I've been exploring other environments, because we have members for like 12 countries. And it's a different story, but in the leadership, we had, I think once up to 16 nationalities in one place. And the most important thing that I've learned in both clubs is something called cultural intelligence, something that many times we underestimate, but it's really valuable, because in my current job that I'm working as a manager, I have people not only from Spain, which that you could guess, but most of my clients are located in India, Sweden, and how to communicate with them and how to adjust your speech or even how you write an email is very important. Many times it's like, I'm going to send the email and no, man, this guy is from Sweden. I cannot communicate the same way. There was another guy from Brazil and yeah, but this guy is from Brazil. And I need to remember all those things because I cannot write it in the same way. And if you write it, some people will think, yeah, but this is offensive or you are very rude. But if, for example, you're speaking with a Dutch person, you need to go straight and direct. But if you're speaking with someone from Brazil, you need to be calm and more relaxed. And if someone from India, you need to go straight also. So it's like you need to adapt your way of working.
No, indeed. And yes, as you mentioned, there are several, in this case, nationalities in these clubs. And now it's easier because you can have limitless options to participate everywhere. And by the way, because I heard that there is, or at least you have an event tomorrow about women's in tech, is correct?
It's today.
Today, not on Sunday?
No, it's today at 5 p.m. Central European Eastern Time. And the main idea is that we're bringing 5 women from different tech sectors that have worked or are working in the tech sector. Our main idea is not to bring only people who are in leading positions, but really they have been as an engineers, coding, building aerospatial things, because we have someone from aerospace. She has developed things related to NASA. And the main idea is to bring these people who really are working as engineers, not only the storytellers, but the real workers. So they can share how they grew in the career ladder, what were the next steps in their lives. We have someone who is an immigrant also. She is from India, but she has built a full career in Qatar. She started from nothing. And right now she's an IT project manager in a very large organization from literally nothing when she arrived to Qatar.
So it is today, 5 p.m. Central European Time. So it's not tomorrow.
No, it's today.
Okay, so my friends, you have also an option today, 5 p.m. Central European Time, and you will be able to meet people, especially and it's dedicated for women in tech, in technology. So they will speak more about it, and well, is today does it have some cost, or is how
No,
the people enter?
no, it's free. There is an event in Facebook, and there is an event in LinkedIn in the same in Supernova IC, where you can you can join. There is a link for Zoom, and then you just join. That's pretty much all, and then you can know more about the speakers, because we have 5 speakers. 2 are Polish, one is from Lebanon, the other one is from India/Qatar, and the last one is from the United States.
Okay, so it will. There is a specific agenda, or more or less, if the people goes, how they expect 1 hour, 2 hours?
It's less than an hour. It's 45 minutes, and then will be 15 minutes of questions and answers.
So it will be this question and answers. Okay.
Yeah, the main idea is that people can ask questions, especially if you even if you're a man and you don't know how to move in your career. We have people that can give you some guidance, and we have one entrepreneur that can even give you some tips and tricks of how do you move forward in your life. It's not only if you're a man or a woman. The main idea is that everyone could learn something. Yeah, mainly we are in this event, there are women in tech, but they can answer questions to any person.
Okay. So you have it already, my friend. So you can find it in LinkedIn and Facebook. He's Women Tech today, 5 p.m. Central European Time. And well, Federico, thank you very much for the talk. Again, for sharing most about the stories about your book, telling us more about your book, Timeless Stories of El Salvador, volume 1. So you have it already, my friends. And I can see one quote here: traveling, it leaves you speechless, then turns you into a storyteller. Ibn Battuta. That's correct?
Yes, it's correct. Okay. Thank you very much, Gerardo.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you very much, and have a nice day. Have a nice weekend, Federico, and looking forward. So again, thanks for the talk. See you soon.
See you.
Bye-bye.